Hey, Empirenistas! Are you tired of doing business on what someone else is telling you to do and on someone else's terms? Well, you're going to want to stay tuned and be here for the rest of this Empirenista TV episode because we're going to talk about that today and get down to the nitty gritty. So, hello, everyone who is there. My name is Alicia Henderson, and I am the Empire Building Business and Online Marketing Strategist for the powerhouse success driven entrepreneur who wants to slay her goals, build an empire, and position herself as a leader in her industry. And I help you all do this by utilizing online marketing strategies such as Facebook Live to grow your business. So, welcome to today's episode of Empirenista TV. So, I am so excited to be here, and I feel like this is a topic that we need to discuss because cookie cutter is not going to get it these days, okay? Cookie cutter ain't getting it. And a lot of women, I notice, a lot of entrepreneurs are getting very frustrated with what they're being told to do or what they've seen somebody else do in building their business or what someone is sharing that just doesn't sound appealing or work for them. So we're going to talk about designing a business on your own terms because as I said before, cookie cutter ain't going to get it. So hopefully I remember my notes. I had them sitting over there and I wrote them, but I'm going to step out the screen just for a second and grab them. Here we go. So here's my set. Hope you guys love my set. I will be adding more stuff to it. So if you are there, shout me out a hey girl hey and use the hashtag live. And if you are a replay viewer, use the hashtag replay. So how do you design a business on your terms and why would you want to? Well, designing a business on your terms means doing business your way. The things that light you up and the things that make you happy, things that are easy for you to do, things that you will not procrastinate on. That is how you build a business on your own terms. See, I've been around this entrepreneurial world, especially online, for some years. And I want to say back in 2015, 2016, you had all of these business coaches, and some of them are not even coaches anymore, just to be honest, telling you and coming out with these programs that were so cookie cutter and so identical to the next person. Like you didn't know how they were different. And a lot of those cookie cutter things were regurgitated because they were learning from what their guru coach told them. So their clients weren't getting results and they weren't even getting results from that. So they weren't building a business on their terms. And so you have this regurgitated thing that's going over and over years and years and years, and people are fed up with that. They're tired of being told, oh, you need to have a Facebook group, or you got to do Facebook Lives, or you got to host a webinar, or you got to have 15 millionaire or 15 million tripwires, or you have to have 20 million opt-ins, and you have to do this and you have to do that. And it's just crazy. It's crazy of all the things that you have to do in your business. And a lot of that stuff doesn't work. Me personally, it doesn't work for me when I hear all those things because I immediately start stressing out by hearing all those things. And let me tell you, I have to take a breath from saying all those things because it's ridiculous. All of those things in your business will burn you out, and I'm speaking from experience. I've been an entrepreneur since 2009. I started with a brick and mortar medical billing company that I started here in my home office. I grew that to several employees with an office suite. And then I also am a business strategist, and I've been doing that for the past unofficially 6 years. So I've been an entrepreneur for almost 10 years, and I can tell you, anytime I hear anything that involves a list of 5 plus, 6 plus, 10 plus things, I start to really just shut down. And that's what a lot of you are doing when you hear and when you're told that you have to do all these things, that you're shutting down. And then you're frustrated, and then you're doing all these things because someone told you to do them. And all of a sudden now it's like, well, I'm not going to do anything. There's no progress. There's no nothing because someone told you to do something. You copied them. You're copying their cookie cutter strategy. And now you're not seeing the results that you want and you're frustrated. So you don't have to do all these things. A lot of people have built their business by having a one-pager website. Just one page. And it's sectioned off. It has who they are, the about page, the services. You don't have to have a lot of sales pages, guys. Don't let someone fool you into saying you have to have a sales page for everything under the sun. I know a multi-7-figure business owner right now, and she has no website. hasn't had a website for I don't know how long. And we have this running joke, like when she starts talking about her branding and okay, she's got these colors that she has a designer doing and she has this designer coming in. I'm like, oh, so you're taking this website serious now? Or are we just having a conversation that we know is going to be a joke? And then she starts laughing. We start laughing. She's my business bestie, so we know each other. And I know that she's not serious. It doesn't matter. She knows how to send the people that want to work with her what they need, and apparently she knows what she's doing. So you don't have to do that. So let me go back to my notes because I never like to come unprepared when I speak to you guys. So as you guys know, I like to keep it real. I don't provide fluff. I'm not one of those people who are going to have you sitting here for 30, 45 minutes to an hour and not give you any strategy or say, oh, when I did this in my business, and don't mention what I did in my business, and then try to get you on a webinar and waste your time. That's just not what we're doing. Plus, I'm a mom. My kids get out of school like in an hour. So I got to be off of here so that I can leave 30 minutes before the school gets out, although it's 5 minutes up the road to get a parking spot. So we don't have time for that. I ain't got time for all that. So I just talked about cookie cutter. Now, cookie cutter is basically when all these gurus are saying, oh, you got to get ClickFunnels. Shade, this is not shade to ClickFunnels. I think it's an awesome platform. But even for me, I don't use ClickFunnels because I don't want to have 1,000,001 funnels. But I'm not saying don't have a funnel. And I'm definitely not saying you don't use ClickFunnels. Use it if it applies to your business. If it doesn't, let it fly. Let it be gone and don't worry about it. Do you see? Cookie cutter is not going to get it. So I'm not going to go, if someone tells me, if my coach or a strategist tells me, oh, you got to use ClickFunnels, I'm be like, no, I don't. I know how to have a funnel set up without it. I don't need to have that because it's another technology thing that I can't handle mentally. My brain can only handle so much mentally. Tech ain't it. And even if I gave it to my OBM to do, I don't want to do that. So you don't have to do that. Cookie cutter programs, they're not the way to go either. Yes, there are courses out there, but what I'm talking about as far as cookie cutter program, please don't design a program, a service, or a product based upon what your guru said or what someone else has told you to do. Don't do that. That's not going to work for you. You don't know what they put in behind. You don't know what work they put in behind. You don't know what they've done. Sorry, my husband was calling me, to build their business. So don't design a business based upon what someone else said or what you think they've done because you've been stalking them and paying attention to their emails or whatever the case is. Next, well, actually, that was number 2. So we hit number 1 and number 2 real quick. So this is what happens when you know your stuff, that you just say it, whatever. Also, say no to the things that don't light you up, the things that you know you're not going to do. A lot of times, especially if you're a planner like me, we plan all of the time. But we plan all the time, but then we don't take any action. So you cannot take any action when you are, okay, yes, sorry, it's in that text. You got to take action. So when you're planning your business and you're saying, hey, okay, someone told me I got to do webinars. Someone said I got to do webinars, Facebook Live, I got to do social media, I got to be on Instagram, LinkedIn, all this stuff. Okay. You can outsource a lot of this stuff too. You can outsource. But don't do things that don't light you up. Don't do anything that you're going to procrastinate on. Because when you procrastinate on those things, that's not lighting you up. You don't want to do it, and especially if you don't have any help, and you're going to say, hey, you know what? No more progress. Then you're going to switch to the next strategy and the next strategy and the next strategy. You're probably not going to pay attention to the results that you're getting from these strategies with the S that you're doing, and then your business is going to suffer. Your bank account is going to suffer, and you're going to get discouraged. Don't be afraid to outsource things, but also when you're building this business on your terms, only do things that light you up and that you're going to shine on. For instance, I know that I'm awesome on camera. I know that I'm awesome with speaking. So what do you think I'm doing when I'm building this business? I am speaking in person and online. I am doing webinars, and thank God I have an OBM who can help me put that tech stuff together, put the pieces together. Because if I didn't, it would take 3 weeks just to set up the opt-in. I have a podcast, the Empirenista Business Success Podcast, and I have a weekly episode that comes out every week because I'm sharing business tips about being an influencer, having an impact, being a leader, being a boss, entrepreneur. That's what I'm doing. I don't want to write blogs. I don't. I know they are necessary, and sometimes I will if I want to get my point across, but I'm not doing those things that I know don't light me up. It's easy for me to be able to host a Facebook Live show, and it's easy for me to talk. I just write my notes, get my bullet points together, and I just start talking. So if you're designing a business on your own terms, do the things that you know you're going to do like that. If it's just boom, 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 bullet point, bullet point, bullet point, let me get up here and talk, let me record an episode, let me do this. Do those things. That's how you build a business on your terms, because you're going to be able to show up often. It's going to be consistent. And now when it's in front of your ideal clients, you are establishing yourself as the expert in your industry. You're building that like, know, and trust factor, and you have credibility. So that is how you build a business on your terms. None of this cookie cutter crap, not because somebody else told you to do it and now you're following them and you're doing 10 million things and you see no results. None of that crap. You don't have to have a lot of sales pages. You don't have to be using Voxer. You don't have to be using ClickFunnels. You don't have to be using Slack. You don't have to be using Basecamp. You don't got to use Asana. You don't got to use all these things. When I started my business, especially my medical billing company, I was like, okay, well, I have to go and get all this insurance billing software that's going to cost a lot of money. And so I tried different ones out. But I always came back to the one that was easy for me to use, that was easy for my clients to access, and easy for my employees to access. And you know what? It didn't cost me a lot of money. It was so easy to use. My clients were very happy with that, and so was I, because I knew that I was going to be able to do the work for them, and my employees were going to be able to do the work for them without any hesitation. So I always did that, and it was just one software. It wasn't all these moving parts. Now, I'm not saying you don't have to use ClickFunnels and Slack and Asana and Basecamp and, MemberPress and all these things, because you will need those eventually in your business. But you don't have to have the 15 tripwires. You don't have to have the 20 million opt-ins. You don't have to have a sales page for everything. Show up in a way that you are going to shine. Do the working on your business stuff, the CEO dates. Sit down and say, hey, what can I do to grow my business? What are the tools that I'm going to use to help me grow my business? Do I just need one service? Is it one product? Sit down and really go through your business that way, and that way you will be able to find out how you can grow your business and design a business on your own terms that's going to light you up, make you all the money that you need, and show that you are the expert in your industry. So that is it for today's Facebook Live, all about designing a business on your terms. Because look, we don't have time. Time is money, and I don't have time to be wasting on all these things. Even if I can hand it off to someone else, sometimes it's just a waste of money to do those, regardless of how much money you're making in your business. So that is it for today's episode. I do want to invite you to join me and my free community here on Facebook called the Empirenista Business Incubator. And this is for service-based entrepreneurial women who want to be seen as the expert in their industries. They want to build an empire, and they want that impact. So if you are a leader, you desire to be a leader, you are an action taker, you want to grow your business, and you want a community of other Empirenistas who are going to light you up, lift you up, encourage you, then join over at the Empirenista Business Incubator. So until the next episode of Empirenista TV, I'm signing off with continue to build your empire, and I'll see you later.